Hi, my name is Becky. Welcome to the beauty of symmetry in Chinese calligraphy. In lesson 1, we already know that in Chinese calligraphy, we write both of the ancient Chinese characters and the current Chinese characters, including the broad version of traditional characters. Then at the end, I left you a question. What is the easiest style of writing in Chinese calligraphy? My answer is 小篆. 小篆 is a type of 篆书, is a type of writing in the ancient Chinese characters. If you ever took my Chinese calligraphy for beginners, you will know what is 小篆. If you didn't take it, no worry. I will give you a brief introduction. The 小篆 is the official character in Qing dynasty. It was between the year 221 BC to 207 BC, which was the dynasty that the Great Wall was built. So now you know it. And the first emperor in China also from that dynasty. Okay, and the reason why 小篆 is the easiest way is because the later writing style required the skills from the previous writing system. So we know that the current writing systems like the 隶书 and the 楷书 were developed from 小篆. Oh, sorry. Actually, it's 隶书 were developed from 小篆and 楷书 developed from 隶书. But they actually appeared nearly at the same time. They don't they don't really follow the timeline, right? Okay, but anyway, so 小篆 on the writing skills will be a little bit lower, so it will be easier for us to start our calligraphy learning. Okay, so here is a brief revision of our calligraphy lessons for beginners. I will give you 3 tips. These 3 tips are not only important for beginners level, it's important for all levels. Even when we go to the middle level or the advanced level, we will need to follow these tips. And these 3 tips are nearly the most important tips in Chinese calligraphy learning, including all those calligraphy masters follow these 3 tips. Okay, the first one is 中锋. 中锋 means you keep the brush tip vertical to the paper. So like this is a paper and this is a brush. We keep it vertical. When you are writing, you write like this. How about if the surface turn into like this? You also need to change your direction. Always keep vertical. Okay, and then the second one is 长锋. 长锋 means you need to hide the brush tip in the writing stroke. Okay, so these 2 concepts or these 2 definitions were in my calligraphy lessons for beginners, lesson 4. You can either take this lesson or go to my YouTube channel, Wu Chinese Art Workshop. This video is free share on my YouTube channel as well. Okay, so then the third one is 临摹, which means imitate models of calligraphy. So it's from lesson 15. 临 means we put a book here and then we read it. We say we read it or we copy it. Then we look and then right here, look and right here. And then 摹 means if there is a book and then we use some like transparent paper covered on the calligraphy book and then try to draw the line try to, not draw, actually try to write based on the line. So this is called 模. Okay, so these are the 3 tips from our calligraphy lessons for beginners. Okay, then what will we learn in this course? The thing is the calligraphy lesson for beginners. We will also learn from Master Wu Rangzhi. So this book, you can try to find it on Amazon or somewhere, or the Chinatown. Anyway, so this book is called Wu Rangzhi Wu Jun Tie. What's the literal translation of this book? Wu Rangzhi is the calligraphy artist's name. 篆书 is the calligraphy style we are learning. Wu Jun is the literator's name. Tie means calligraphy book. Okay, so this is the literal translation. And Wu Rangzhi is a calligraphy artist in Qing dynasty. Basically, it's the last dynasty in China. It's from 1799 to 1870. Okay, then Wu Jun is the literator in 469 to 520. You can see Master Wu Rangzhi is about more than 1,000 years younger than Wu Jun, right? So, what brought these 2 famous people together into this book? One is like more than 1,000 years older than the other. So the answer is, the calligraphy is as beautiful as the article. So do you know what's in this book? The article was a letter to Wu Jun's friend Zhu Yuansi. So Wu Jun was the literator. So he wrote a letter to his friend Zhu Yuansi. So what did he say to his friend? If you write a letter to your friend, what will you say? I'm eating good and traveling around, or oh, I have difficulties, or what else? As a literator, his letter is so beautiful. You will feel you are traveling with him. This is actually a traveling note, but in a poetry way. Okay, now here I share the first a few sentences from this book. The first one, by the way, in the ancient Chinese articles, we read from the upper side to the bottom, and from right to the left, which is opposite from the modern reading system, right? Okay, the modern system is the same as English, like this, from left to right, from upper side to the bottom. Okay, but this is the way in the Asian system, from upper side to the bottom, then from right to the left. So it says, 风烟俱静. So here, this is the modern characters. By the way, they are simplified characters. 风烟俱静. And these are the pinyin, which means the Chinese pronunciation system. It means the wind and the smoke scattered and disappeared. And then the second 4 characters, 天山共色, which means the sky and the mountains turn into the same color. And then the third one, 从流飘荡, which means I was drifting on the river. Okay, now the 4th sentence, 任意东西, which means just let it go, sometimes to the left and sometimes to the right. Do you like this article? It's really amazing, very beautiful, right? Fortunately, I live in such a town. So I took this photo for 2 of my students. So you can see the town I live in is I feel like I live in this article. Okay, so now, after more than 1,000 years, Master Wu Rangzhi, when he read this article, he has the same feeling as us. He said, wow, it's so beautiful. I want to write it. I want to write it with my calligraphy brush. Then he write it and express his emotion, and he really like it. So let's see what's the 4 characteristics of Wu Rangzhi Xiaozhuan style of calligraphy. So in Xiaozhuan calligraphy, different calligraphers may have their own style, but Master Wu Rangzhi, this is his style, and I think this style perfectly fit this article. So the first characteristics is symmetry. Symmetry is the characteristics in Xiaozhuan style, not only in Wu Rangzhi style, and also in Chinese writing system, and also in Chinese civilization, including architecture and everything, nearly everything. If you come to China, you will know. Okay, a second is average space. You can see here is nearly the same as here, and average space, average space, average space, right? Average space is also the characteristics of Xiaozhuan calligraphy. And then thick lines. Thick lines is the characteristics of Master Wu Rangzhi style. It's not this calligrapher style is not all Xiaozhuan characters with the thick lines. And the fourth one is drifting long lines. What is drifting? Just think about you, a beautiful girl who is like wearing a long dress, a flowing dress, and stand in the wind. Then the dress flowing in the wind. That is what how do we describe Master Wu Rangzhi's like a long lines, like this one, like this one, like this one, like this one. They're all like those beautiful dresses flowing in the wind. That is the feeling of his long lines. So when we practicing Master Wu Rangzhi style Xiaozhuan calligraphy, we will focus on these 4 characteristics. Okay, so how do I organize this course? I will divide it into 4 units. The unit 1, it will be the symmetrical characters with 3 basic strokes. It will be from lesson 1 to 8, and then exercise is lesson 9 to lesson 10. So in each of these lessons, I will introduce you 1 character, including like the history or how do we create these characters if I can find the origin. But you know, the Chinese writing system have a long history, so many of them we can't find why they are like that. And then I give you some exercise. For exercise, I would like you to think about it, to write it by yourself first, and then I will show you how to write it. And this part most based on the Chinese calligraphy for beginners. Yes. And then unit 2 will be symmetrical characters with more complicated curving lines. We have different kind of curving lines in Chinese Xiaozhuan style calligraphy. Okay, so in unit 2 we'll focus more on that. This will be from lesson 11 to lesson 16, and then we have 2 more lessons for exercise. And then unit 3, then we'll focus on those symmetrical characters with left and right structures. Left and right structures is very important in Chinese characters. Though some of our characters were combined with like upper side and down side, but roughly speaking, I think left side and right side take a more important part a more important role in our writing system. Okay, so this part will be from lesson 19 to lesson 24, and then we have 2 more exercise lessons. And then lesson 4 will be the last unit. It will be a challenge. In this, what is a challenge? A challenge means I will give you more characters in each lesson, and each of the characters will be more complicated. I want to challenge you. I know some of you guys like challenge. If you don't like challenge, you can give up this. It's not a problem. Okay, so this will be 3 lessons, 3 characters in each lesson. So it will be 9 characters in this unit. Okay, so now let's really start our first character. This one. See you in next lesson.